Welcome to Wisdom of the World. Today I'm going to tell a story about envy, and it comes from Sudan. It is called The Fisherman and the Prince, and it goes like this. Once upon a time there was a fisherman, and he caught a fish, a big fish. And he put it in his hut, and he thought, okay, after all my fishing, I'll come and pick it up and I'll sell it on the market. Big fish, probably good money. And he came back after he finished his fishing, and he didn't see his hut, he didn't see his fish, but instead there was a big mansion, almost like a palace. And he was told there was a beautiful girl that lived in there. And when he asked to see her, he was brought to her. And he asked her politely, he says, have you seen my hut and the fish I had stored there? And the beautiful girl said, well, the fish, that's me. Some time ago, I was transformed into a fish by a wicked ogre, a wicked monster, and thrown into the river. But now that you have caught me and you have brought me back, the spell has been broken and I have regained my human form. And the fisherman said, oh, okay, well, thank Allah, that's what they thank, that I've been able to help you. But at the same time also he was thinking, but where am I going to live? Because, my hut is no longer there. And so they were talking, and as they were talking, the lady noticed and looked more and more, couldn't take her eyes of this beautiful young man, young, strong, virile, easy on the eye, as we would say. And so she fell in love with him and asked him to marry her. Well, the fisherman, who was he to argue? So they didn't argue and they got married. And normally I would say, and they lived happily ever after. But some unforeseen things happened. So one day she went bathing in the river, and as she stepped out in her full beauty with her beautiful long hair, the prince of the land happened to catch a glimpse of her and also hopelessly fell in love with her. So he went back to his palace and he told his courtiers to find out who this lady was. And when they told her she was married to a local fisherman, his heart grew full of envy. And he decided that he would do everything in his princely power to get rid of this man. So he summoned him to the palace, and he was to stand there, and he stood there really worried in a big, great hall with the prince and the courtiers. And the prince said to him, it is my wish that tomorrow morning you come back to me, both laughing and crying at the same time. So the prince went back home and was pretty depressed. Told his wife, and his wife said, don't worry. Just take this onion with you and put it in your pocket, and right before you see the prince, just, bash it good with your fist and then inhale it. Yeah? And that will take care of the crying and the laughing bit, you know how to do. So the next morning he went back in the great big hall and he threw his hat backwards and out came loads and loads of laughter. But at the same time also his eyes were streaming and his nose was streaming too with water, and he was crying. And so, the prince and the courtiers, they applauded his performance, and the prince realized he had no reason to put this man to jail. So But he was not going to give up so easily. So he let a couple of days pass, and then again he summoned him to the castle, to the palace. And he said, "It is my wish that you come back tomorrow morning, naked and dressed at the same time." So the fisherman had no idea how to do this. He says how it is possible, but his wife says, "Don't worry. Put on your fishing net over your naked body and go there." So he did, as his wife told him. And the next morning he just stood there, and all the courtiers said, "Well, yeah, he is indeed dressed." Nobody could deny he was not dressed, and also not that he was not naked, so he did as the prince had asked him to do. So again, the prince had no reason to do anything to him and let him go, but his determination got even stronger. And so a couple of days later, he once again asked the prince to come back. No, asked the fisherman to come back, and he said, this time, bring a baby who can also tell a story. Wow, this time the fisherman was really desperate, because, you know, a baby cannot even talk, let alone tell a story. But again, his wife came to the rescue, and she said, just go to the river and tap with your fishing pole the same place where you went fishing for me. And my sister will come up, my half-sister, and she had a baby yesterday, and you ask her for that baby, and you take that baby with you, and you will see what happens. So the fisherman didn't know what to do. So he followed exactly his wife's instructions, and with the baby he went to the palace. And the prince was standing there a little bit sort of haughtily and said, "Is that going to tell me a story?" And at that moment, the baby who he was carrying sort of made him wiggle himself out of the arms of the fisherman and jumped on the floor and walked up to the throne and said to the prince, "Get off the throne and let me sit there." And the prince was so shocked to hear this baby talk that he sort of meekly got down and let the baby sit there. And so the baby told this story. He said, once upon a time there was a very rich man who had acres and acres and acres of land, and he grew every year. He grew a lot of wheat and barley and rice, and he had fruits. And every year he basically did well with that. He became a very rich man, and one day he decided to sow all his land with sesame seeds. And then he had a bumper crop. So much sesame he had. And so all his people were carefully packing the sesame in bags and stacking them over and meticulously calculating everything. And then when they had done all of that, they realized there was one sesame seed missing. And instead of letting it go, the rich man told his people to find that one seed. And of course, they couldn't find that one seed. And "What is this for a nonsensical story?" interrupted the prince. "Why would any rich man look for one single seed, whereas he has hundreds, thousands of seeds all around him?" He said. And the baby answered, "The same man, for the same reason as a man who has in his country at his disposal many, many, many beautiful girls, and yet he insists on wanting one particular beautiful woman, and using all his unprincely power to basically steal that woman from her lawful husband." Now that story hit home with the prince. And the prince was not a bad person deep inside, so he got the message. And he let the fisherman go, and he never ever disturbed him and his wife over again. And so now I can say, and they lived happily ever after. Now, the message of this story, this is a story about envy. Envy, one of the most common manifestations of our ego. So common in our lives, and yet so easy to dispel. Just learn to be happy for the other person, to rejoice in his or her happiness. That's all. Thank you.